Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to show 117 with Brother Solomon. I've been deputized by the Hippie Pastor to give you nothing but the truth, so help us God, on the true interpretation, the one and only true interpretation of the words of Jesus Christ. Totally contrary to what we've been brainwashed when we were little tots. Ladies and gentlemen, before we commence with the words of Jesus, I want to start with the quote of the day. It's he who can guess its marvelous author. Its marvelous author, it say, trust in your own intuition. Good people are good people. Bad people are bad people. Especially those who hide behind religion. Trust in your own intuition. Good people are good people. Bad people are bad people. Especially those who hide behind religion. Finally, I can proudly say I wrote that quote. Yeah, because you meet people that are religious, that are so-called Christians, and they end up being worse than the criminals down the street. So they hide their perfidy behind religion. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the title of this show is to have proof that Jesus Christ never walked on water. He never mentioned anywhere that he walked on water. I'll give you $20 if you find me where in the Bible it says that Jesus Christ walked on water. Anyway, I've done, hey, I base myself on research, okay? Scientific research. And in 1987, Paul Mar was a Peruvian surfer. He went to the ancient ruins in Peru of Chan Chan, okay, which was a pre-Inca empire, located in the north of Peru, and there they were recognized that culture as the original surfers. And Chan Chan fishermen surfed back as 3,000 years before Christ. You want to write that down? 3,000 years before Christ, they had a record of surfing in the Chan Chan culture of Peru, according to this world-class surfer, Pomar, a Peruvian champ in surfing. And the list is endless, so research it yourself. The Polynesians, the Hawaiians, and the funny part about it is that they prohibited the Christians, talking about bad people, the Christians, they made it a sin. They made it illegal. They prohibited it. It was against the law, surfing of the natives in Tahiti and in places like that, right? Because they said it was immoral or something, or a waste of time, So they prohibited surfing. The Christians did, the missionaries, when the poor, people were surfing. Anyway, enough with that. Let us go right into it. But believe me, I know what I'm saying, okay? Jesus Christ was a surfer. He was a carpenter. They used long boards. All his disciples, many of them were fishermen. And they used it to get between the reefs, those long boards where the boats couldn't go, to catch, a different type of seafood. And then later it ended up being a play. They were young guys, man. Boys shall be boys. I mean, they were playing with the planks and they started surfing and standing on these surfboards and playing, and then they caught on to riding the waves. And the Pharisees, who were trying to accuse Jesus of being a male wizard, a man of magic powers from Satan, they called him a son of Satan, and they wanted to prove he had magic powers, so they said he was walking on water. But if they would have looked a little further, they would have noticed there was a surfboard under his feet. And under Peter's feet, his alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go with the words of Jesus. Right now we are in chapter 15. And this is the most beautiful verse that I have found. And this verse changed my life, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be all messed up on drugs. Now I'm all messed up on the Lord. Chapter 15, verse 11 says, Jesus speaking, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man. So that when I read that verse, because Christians and evangelicals would condemn us for smoking weed, for smoking ganja, for smoking cigarettes, for drinking a beer or two or three, and they would say we were going to hell, hellfire in an oven, and fires of flames for eternity. Boy, what a future God has prepared for his loving children, But that's what they would say. But, it's just funny that they put that in there to manipulate and control with fear. But the thing is that I came to the realization that Jesus Christ put more emphasis on what you had in your heart rather than what goes into your mouth. He said, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man, out of his heart, his words, whether you're blessing or whether you're cursing, So that was a beautiful thing when I realized that Jesus Christ was more involved in the inner being, more concerned about the inner self rather than the outer self, if you smoke a cig or a two, etc. So that's beautiful. Yeah, you're hurting yourself. You're not hurting God if you smoke, But it's no biggie. It's not even a venial sin. Okay. Let's continue with Jesus. But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So, wow. So, he's talking about the religious leaders. Just like today, the Christians, the evangelical, fundamentalists, Orthodox, Christianity, they're just as hypocritical as back then the Judaism, religion. And Christianity is just an off branch. It's just a little off branch of the Jewish religion. It doesn't even stand on its own. That's what we call the Judeo-Christian culture. But anyway, so he's telling them that they're blind leaders, the religious leaders were blind leaders of the blind. So you have to be blind to follow these religious hypocrites who's, if you open their closet, you better stand back. You better stand back. All these skeletons, piles of skeletons are going to fall on top of you because they keep their sins well hidden in the closet. Allow us to continue with Jesus. And Jesus said, okay, so the disciples asked him about this saying about not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which comes out of his heart. They kind of wanted him to expound. And he answered and said, are ye also yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth into the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out into the drought? It's a nice way of saying you shit it out. What goes in the stomach, you shit it out, Or if you drink something, you piss it, you shit it. That's what Jesus is saying. It's cast out into the drought. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart. See? And they defile a man. See, the things that you have in your heart, that come out of your mouth. Jesus continued, for out of the heart, but those things, blah, 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 wait. Yeah, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defileth a man, but to eat with unwashed hands defileth not a man. Okay, so I don't know what that means exactly, but they twisted things around a little bit, these Pharisees with the words of Jesus, trying to bring condemnation into what's supposed to be his blessing and salvation. So, in spirituality, not, dark religion. That's what they did. So anyway, fornicators, we're all fornicators, man. And adulterers. In another part, Jesus said that if you think about it, it's the same as you have done it. It's the same thing. So we are all fornicators. Who doesn't, when you see a beautiful body of a sexual being, it's natural to desire it. Just like if you see a steak, or if you're a vegetarian, if you see a nice juicy piece of broccoli, and you would desire it if you're a vegetarian, or if you're a meat eater like me, you see a nice steak, you desire it. So that's a sin. And then if you eat it, there's two sins in one action. And then you shit it out anyway. But the thing is that we're all thieves. We all blaspheme. We curse. We make mistakes. We hate each other sometimes. But then the beautiful thing that Jesus brought into the equation was the magic of forgiveness. Forgiveness is love, and if you forgive others, God will forgive you. Because we're all sinners. We all fail. So so he's not saying that you can't fornicate. I mean, as long as you fornicate with love. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta run. God bless you all. Be safe. Be safe from the tragedies that the world is going through, this plague and this apocalyptic time. And be safe. I love you. Peace.